Hey, YouTube. What's up, gamers? Sorry. Hi, welcome back to Old Reader, New Reader. The weekly show, sometimes weekly, not always weekly, on Near Mint Condition, where we have an old reader and new reader most of the time, but not always. Sometimes both new readers, sometimes both old readers. Who knows? But this time, it's old reader, new readers. So welcome everybody to the show. Tina, welcome back, Tina.
Thank
TikTok
you.
Tina. You've probably heard Tina's voice on the TikToks.
Yeah, if you follow Omar on TikToks, Near Mint Condition, you hear my voice. You usually don't see me.
And Tina is one of the OGs of Near Mint Condition from way, 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 way back in the day.
Oh, don't.
I used to watch when I was just a viewer, assuming that I knew you all. I knew you, but you know.
You knew me.
And Sean from the Comics Pals. Welcome back, Sean.
Yes, I thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for having me. I too used to watch Tina on the old iteration of Near Mint Condition when I was but a lad.
But
my back is already hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when I was watching and I assumed that I knew all of them personally, but really it's just Tina and Omar in real life. To the point where we were at a con and Dan was there, who's our Transformers lawyer guy. And I was like, hey, Dan, what's up? When's Omar getting here? Just talking to him as if we know each other.
You were trying to actually introduce
I've never met him.
Dan, and you never met him.
Never met Dan. And I just assumed that I had. Just because these are my friends and this is the show I've watched.
This is my friend Dan. And Dan's like,
So-
who are
And
you?
Dan's very nice about it. He's like, oh, okay. I'm just like, hey, what up? What up, Dan? And I walked in like, I don't know this man. He does not know me.
Super parasocial.
It happens to the best of us. But it's hard. Parasocial creeps in when people like, you're like, I know these people in real life. So this is weird. I've never seen the voice behind the camera. There it is. There she is.
That makes me feel bad. I'm not at my best. Like my hair's doing all sorts of
You're
weird things.
beautiful always. You're a cool Gambit shirt. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Nice. I'm wearing my Dungeon Crawler Carl shirt.
Nice.
I'm 5 hours away from being done with book 7.
Oh, you're about
Everyone's
the same
free.
place as I am.
Yeah?
In
I'm
the
like, out
faction
to you.
wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've got 4 hours left, so we're very close.
Ah, I'm going to cry. Probably. It's the best thing I've ever read. So, Sean,
Yes.
my recommendation today of Tokyo Ghost by Remender. So, I assume you've read this before.
I have read it multiple times before.
Okay.
Rick Remender, Sean Gordon Murphy, whose art is incredible.
Oh, incredible.
And then also Matt Hollingsworth on the colors, Russ Wooten on the letters. Yeah, great creative team.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. I think it's only my second Rick Remender, I think,
You
that I've
think?
read. Now, I could be wrong, and somebody's gonna be like, didn't you remember you read the... I don't know. James, already? Is it great? Sorry, it's related to Dungeon Crawler Carl's his newest book. Let me know if it's good. I'm getting it on Audible today. Sorry. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is my only second Remender. I could be wrong. I did not like Deadly Class. I don't know if I've ever reviewed it on the channel, but I did enjoy this.
You wound me by not liking Deadly Class. but-
I could give it another chance and maybe I'll feel differently. At the time, I did not. But things change. But if I try it again, I might break your heart more. And I don't want to. that's always. I always worry about it. You know, I'm like, yeah, we try to get it. Maybe it'll be different. And then sometimes it's not. I'm like, sorry.
I would be interested to hear what, if you read it again, what you didn't like about it.
Mhm.
I'll have to try because I don't remember why I didn't like Deadly Class. I'd have to find a video of me talking about it. Thank God this is all on YouTube forever, I guess. So I can look back and be like, what was I thinking?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could compare and see if your opinions changed on it, or if you're steadfast and, no bias with it with a second reading and seeing if it, it differs any.
But yeah, I felt this was cool. It was a nice cyberpunk type book where tech has taken over everything. So modern day times, it's a where they're in California. They in right Los
Angeles.
And then they go to Tokyo, but where everyone is like it's like it reminds me of a like Wall-E a little bit. not to put it to that level. That level of people being so connected to the web and like instant gratification, all these things, because they have, you know, robots, everything like taking care of things on the planet and doing their job. So they have more of the free time that they're just kind of plugged in constantly. And what happens from that, and what it's like to be a tech-free person? What are the ways you can exploit that? Where and at the center of this is like a very complicated love story, very, very complicated, which was very cool. I guess let's jump in. So, Sean, why does this book resonate with you so much?
Just going into the deep fucking water, huh, Matt? Oh, excuse me. Forgot what channel we're on.
Lay out your. This is me last week reading Feeding Ghosts, and like Hudson and I had to talk before the show. Like, we have to be chill because we could lay out all of our trauma on this show, really this book, and then not talk about the book.
Yeah. Well, I've talked about this book on my show before, so I know how to talk about it, you know, in the context of not just all about my life. This book, I chose it because I think that, first of all, it's a beautiful book, right? Like, just visuals are stunning. To me, this is one of the best.
Be very
Sean
careful.
Murphy.
It's full of nudity, so I'm gonna try really hard not to. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of nudity, lots of penis. So
much.
Beware of that.
Equality. Good job.
Equality, but some of the penis that you will see is not the kind you want to see.
Oh no, it's not.
It's so dangly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art. I mean, art. Like, my webcam's not good enough to show you this, but it means gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's complicated. It is like very descriptive, very detailed.
Very detailed, very gorgeous.
Okay, good.
So good.
Sorry.
So I'm a child of the 90s, right? And I grew up very online. Like, the internet was my refuge from, you know, childhood complications and, you know, strange socialization. The internet was a place that I could go, a nerd, to be that and feel like I could have a place for myself. And I was a tech head for sure. I mean, I am now. Like, we all are to some degree.
Oh yeah.
Like, it dominated my life.
Tina is on TikTok.
I am on TikTok.
A lot.
A lot. Constant.
And this character specifically led Dent, the tech head. That's me.
Yeah.
And his story throughout this is really hard. The romance is really, really heartbreaking. Because they love each other so much. Led and Debbie, you know, they grew up together. They had this, you know, sort of beautiful, like, love story, two stray cats that find each other. And he has a weakness inside of him that is not about physical strength. It's about emotional will. It's about the ability to handle a complex world and not run away with tech or drugs or whatever. You know, you can insert any kind of metaphor you want in there.
Yeah.
And he's not strong enough. And she has to carry the burden, Deb does, of the weight of their relationship with a man who's not there. There's a quote that I grabbed because it hits me so hard. It's from Deb. It's issue 1. Rick Remender has so many quotables in this one. Nothing hurts like watching the man you love disappear. The boy I love lost inside the man he had become. Whoa.
I mean, it's beautiful. So for context, like, because when we first see them, when we see Debbie, we see Led. Basically, Debbie is this really cool, like, badass. It looks like she's just kind of riding this kind of like the shoulder of this guy, this big hulking guy with a huge helmet on, who basically seems like he's not there.
Yeah.
And she's like, we get her monologue talking to, is it Denny? What's his name?
The bad guy?
No. Led's actual name.
Oh, Teddy.
Teddy. Okay. So you see her talking to Teddy in this monologue about how she misses him so much. And almost kind of distinguishes them, like the two of them. But you see, it's almost like she has this kind of like golem-esque, like mindless guy that she's like, okay, I'm controlling your emotion. I'm having you fight. But really, this is the man that she loves. And he has turned into this thing where, because of an incident when they were younger, where he was beaten up and had to be kind of saved by her and he wasn't able to protect her, chose to go towards tech in a way that, like, to build himself up so he wouldn't have to go through that again, but also in a way where he is constantly being fed like TV shows or like videos and things. So he turns his brain off. He doesn't have to process the things that he went through. So you have this, like, he is constantly locked in because it's easier for him than processing, to a point where it's like, I like that they liken it to like a drug addiction in here, which in this world, that's what it is essentially. But like the way that he is constantly having to fight that addiction through here and failing, which is in its own way like refreshing as a story and heartbreaking. While Debbie is someone who came from a home that was like wrecked by that same type of abuse. Her parents were always, like, except for her dad, was always locked in, was like couldn't get out of there. So she grew with a distaste completely of tech and being in there, but also fell in the pattern of taking care of somebody, just like she took care of her mom. So she was like, I love this person. It's not healthy, but this is a pattern that I am comfortable in. And it's beautiful.
Tina, I would love to hear, what your thoughts are about the book and what you got out of it.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because you see a lot of dynamics about very complex human character, how we are with addiction, how we are with nature versus nurture. So when we have Teddy on one hand that does not have a single lifeline in his young childhood except Debbie. She's a friend, she is a peer. But for Debbie, she had a mentor. She had her father who was non-tech. He pleaded with his wife to disconnect and she wouldn't. So Debbie really got to see two views of the world, where I really think Teddy himself, who became Led, really only saw one aspect of a world. So his world had sort of like a shining goal, which was Debbie. But what he was in, what his family unit was, it was just mired. Where she had a little bit of sprig of hope, and she was able to try to bring that hope to Led or Teddy. But we kind of see, like, it's not only about nature, it's about nurture. He had a little bit of redemption in the end, but her spark wasn't enough to really truly pull him out of being connected and his own addictions and his own idealized self. And that's really kind of a hard message to take. Like, when you're so addicted to something, is love strong enough to pull you out of what you're mired in, what you grew up, what you are trying to get away from? Or does it lead you right back to what you grew up in? It's kind of like this weird dynamic between the two.
Well, it's great to see, like, in the, like, it's so real. Yeah, like, the only thing I was saying something similar, like, it's so real, and I think there's a lot we can point to in reality. There's a lot, not just this, but like with some of the villains of here. But like, I love that you get to see it and approach it. Like, one thing I love about comic books is it gives you a way to approach something that's difficult, like relationships like this, or addiction, or traumatic relationships or situations within a fantasy setting, within like a cyberpunk setting. So that can feel more accessible to a lot of readers. Like, okay, if I want to read like a nonfiction about something like that, that's hard. Mm-hmm. But this, I'm like, okay, I get to read this. I get to I get to think through this and be here, but experience this world setting that's very complex, and also have some jokes and some fighting in here in a way that's like, it brings some levity and keeps you with these characters without like, you know, drowning in it. Although while reading this, I did have questions about myself. It's like, I also turn off my brain to do things, which is what I'm doing right now to read, but I'm not turning it off. I'm still thinking, but I'm like, I'm also consuming media to not think.
Well, and the book does a good job at showing you, just even within its own media, how desensitized you become to certain scenes, like nudity, joke porno and stuff. The violence in here is gratuitous. And, you know, at first when you start some of the chapters, you're like, oh, ooh, that's a bit much. But then by the end, like, he's mowing down people with his motorcycle, and you're just like, okay. You know, so you go through those phases of like tuning out what you are visually seeing, having less reaction to it, and numbing yourself to it. And that's what, you know, Led is doing. He has numbed himself to a world he can no longer connect to. So he might stay in this other world that is just, you know, he doesn't have to think, he doesn't have to feel, he just consumes.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Poor
There's a moment where he's it's after Tokyo gets obliterated and reformed, and Ted is, you know, he's thinking about Debbie, and he wakes up, he thinks about her, and he immediately can't handle it, so he has to jack back in and reconnect. And you know, that was like, that's such an impactful sequence. Anyone who's ever struggled with addiction of any kind, I think you know that a lot of times you reach for that thing because of pain. And he's so overcome by it, he can't even look it in the face. Like, he has to right away, first thing he wakes up, oh God, gotta hit this. So impactful.
And the guilt, you know, too, because they just like, I think about that moment in Tokyo where things go wrong, where his past comes to at him. It's a complicated, like, I like that part too, where so his origin of him going this way, right, and like deciding to become what was it?
A constable.
Constable. Okay. Deciding to become a constable, deciding to get all of these, like, the tech put in him, which eventually leads him down the road of addiction. Because of course, there's some militarization which creates addiction and creates unhelpful coping. You know, not totally dissimilar, but he goes to that route because these like YouTubers, basically called MeTubers, decide they have like actual fights and then say a script out loud as they're beating someone up.
Yeah. And
then it's getting shared and going viral. They make fun of him at school. His teacher makes fun of him. In that moment, he's like, I should have been stronger to be able to protect this girl I love and like this important person to me. Because because she saved him, he's okay. But for him, he's like, this is my weakness. I should have been able to do this. And so he goes down this route of like, where his low self-esteem and then eventual guilt takes over. But the first thing he does when he becomes constable is basically almost kill that entire group of people those YouTubers that came after him. But that all comes back when they go to Tokyo much years and years later, where that group of people are in Tokyo and they remember that. The way he laughed and the way he dealt with it. But really, it's like the cycle. I love that they bring it up. It's like, you did that. Like, yes, what he did was wrong, but you also created this in him. And now you're still doing it. It's like this perpetual cycle of violence has not helped anyone. And you don't realize that what you did was wrong until it happened to you. Because you did beat someone within their life and ruin their life. But because it was different for you, now it matters.
Mm-hmm.
It suddenly doesn't matter again. Just very, I don't know, the humanity in this book and the way it mirrors our life in like an extreme way, which I think Cyberpunk does very well. Because Cyberpunk is always like, what if we had the most depravity in your faces at all times? What would happen to people, right? Mm-hmm. You get the Mad Max, and that's why you get like some crazy sexual situations in here, and crazy violent situations in here. I don't know where I was going with that, but that was cool.
Well, there's also a lot to be said in this book that I think conversations about this book don't always get around to is how much masculinity plays into Teddy's story, because the book says that he feels like he couldn't protect Deb. But why did he need to protect Deb?
She doesn't need protection.
Exactly. She's able to protect herself. So what I've always interpreted that as is not so much that his problem is that he couldn't protect her, but that he couldn't protect himself.
Yeah.
And he needs to become something more to protect himself. He needs to be able to protect that child inside of him that's defenseless. And to become that, he has to desensitize himself from the ability to feel the world around him, which I personally think a lot of men, consciously or otherwise, do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's his way out. Saying he wants to protect Deb is his way of not connecting to reality, that he actually wants to beef up for himself. Right. That is his disconnect. And it's really smart of them to do it in that way, to show Debbie on the very offset, when we first dive into it, doing everything essentially. And he's just dead weight until she absolutely needs to do something to protect both of them.
And you have a very, you could argue, masculine setting for this, because you look at the leader of this of Los Angeles. There are definitely some similarities and parallels to a current president of ours, but this guy is just penis out the entire time, talking about whatever. Very classist. The minute Tokyo is gone, he's like, I'm going to create basically a creepy Las Vegas that makes fun of Japan completely, ninja skee ball and stuff, which is a very he goes full colonialist with this. It's okay, we liked what was happening there. We're gonna make it classy, quote unquote, but it's not. It's a really just gross Dave and Buster's that just cartoonizes Japan in that way immediately. And there's a great moment too where he's like, I only want the smartest of people to be able to come through here, and it's gonna test your IQ when you walk through, and his is too low, doesn't miss the threshold. And he's like, that's hilarious, guys, great joke. And I'm like, that is too real. But very you could argue the kind of masculinity you see by people in power in high classes is very relevant here, and is not that different. Except for they can do it very openly, because it's a cyberpunk hellscape. So of course people would think masculinity is this power thing. Yeah, the hordes of capitalism.
there's definite we're getting two different views on masculinity from the primary antagonist, because you have the douchebag Flack, the guy who runs LA, but then you also have Davy Trauma. Davy Trauma is every freaking douchey internet bro, particularly from a point in time on the internet where it's the most vile, racist, darkest corner of your mind that you're able to go to diss someone is what's going to get the laugh. That's what's going to be the most interesting. And everything he says feels like Rick Remender went to 4chan or something to get that dialogue. But that is a version of masculinity that personally I'm very familiar with, because I grew up online and I knew a lot of people who talked like that, and experienced a lot of, whatevers as a result of that kind of person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Robbie gets it. Hi, Robbie. Robbie and I've seen many people like that. But yeah, no, it's the same type where it's just these holier than thou. I think they're better, and then for them, they want the world to be their plaything. It's the kind of things that those types of dudes, the 4chan types of dudes that get any sort of power, are like that. Elon Musk, where you're just a weird little nerd, and that's how you want to run the world.
Yeah, and I'd like that Davy Trauma even tells her oh, you've killed essentially the old guard. So when Flack gets it, he's like, that was the only thing holding me back, and it feels very real, because you have like the old guard, these old guys that are basically like, now you can't do this. We've got to actually put a little bit of a guise on our hostilities, on our masculinity.
Oh yeah, like the old boys club.
The old boys club. And
Exactly.
it very much feels like that is continually what happens. Because you have people being like, they're just boys being boys. Now calm down, stay over there, go over there. And they do eke out a measure of control over them. But how much? You know what I mean?
Reminds me a lot of like, I used to work in a place where there's a lot of high up businessmen in different like companies in like a couple of different important industries.
Yeah.
And I'd be the only girl in the room and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm glad you feel comfortable saying these things to me. This is really cool. But yeah, it's nice that like the back, like that backdrop to all of this. Because if you think about like men, like especially in today's society, and it's just the way that the world is created for them, unfortunately, who don't have power, right? Who don't have means, who try to cling to like, oh, I'll be big, strong, masculine. That's what's going to make me safe and get me through the world. When you're still being controlled by these weak little losers at the top who don't care about you, you know. And so it mirrors a lot of just like, we've made you big and dumb. I'm cool, rich guy. I can do whatever I want. I run you, and both of them do that to him.
And that's the whole thing with the constables. That's, you know, basically the whole word for, not word for word, but basically playbook that they give you on why constables become constables, because they're the weaklings. They've been picked on. And this nanotechnology that beefs them up, they want it. They want that power. And it's a quick, you have parallels with our police force.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, those that cannot express power in certain ways will find other avenues to express that power, whether it be over somebody or whether you need some type of nanotechnology to beef you up to control other people or have that semblance of power.
I know that's a lot. You see it a lot in every place, but I always think about that. It's just explicitly in small town America. I'm like, if you were mean in high school, you become a nurse or a cop in our town. Unfortunately, was his mom jacked and neglecting him too? So they show Debbie's mom, but yeah, his mom was as well. So his parents were not like his dad. He talks about at one point where his dad finally kind of wakes up and asks to see like the photo album and shows it to him. And he says like, you know, they're not going to be like, I can tell he's going away. He's having this one moment with me to try to convince me that he wasn't always bad. And then he's going to go right back and jack into the net and not say anything. And that's what happened. I think that you can draw. The great thing about books like this is like, you can look at parallels and like they're happening in real life around you, but you make it extreme. So it's an easier way to like talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, what if this was cyberpunk and 10 times worse? Well, here you go. Bro, I'm on vacation. I'm trying to think about work. Sorry, Robbie. I still remember one boy said they were just kids. As excuse you bullying them, so it shows that they haven't grown. Well, bullies forget that they were.
Yeah.
I don't want to move, like, if we still have more to talk about here, because I want to talk about Japan a lot as well. Because I think when I first got in, like, started this, and I was worried, because it said Tokyo Ghost. I always worry with some books that, like, if I don't see any Japanese names on something, I'm always like, let's see what I'm walking into. And luckily, because it's so, you know, the way that it was fine, no problem with it. But, like, I'm like, ugh, because some people don't do a good job with that. But I loved the difference there of like we decided to go tech free. We're trying to adopt like a Neo Bushido style and like take care of our environment and ourselves and have a society that is about growth and taking care of one another. And her and like the lead, the warlord, I think it was a great word for her, but like how they referred to her, even setting boundaries within that to be like, this is an offer that can be rescinded because we have to be careful to take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I love that part of the story, and I really love the way we get introduced to it, because at the very end of issue 2, you first meet Kazumi, and she comes in with this color. Like, she's got these like
Oh gosh, so cool.
beautiful colors by Matt Hollingsworth, and the book in LA is not that pretty. Like, it's kind of a nasty
gross.
place. And then when you meet Kazumi, and she's so beautiful, and her outfit is beautiful, and she's radiant, and these colors, and it's like, oh crap, okay, we're gonna get introduced to a completely other part of the world, to where this is like nature's last bastion.
Yeah.
And this is where the stuff before I really enjoyed. This is where the book took a turn for me, where it's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If Tina can show hers would be better, but
Yeah,
from far away. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, just
yeah.
gorgeous. The whole outfit, the kimono, like the way that she like uses the earth around her is so pretty. But it was nice to have that change, and to have this point where like not all of the earth is like this. This is what it could look like.
Well, it's very feminine too. Like, they do a bunch of pinks, whites. It's very like, if Los Angeles is very masculine, built on violence, this is the counter, and they do a really good job at visually showing that juxtaposition, as well as verbally in conversation. But they're still firm about it. Like, she sets ground rules. She's like, you're weeds. You can flower, but right now you're weeds, essentially, in my garden.
Yeah, she's very strong, and she's very like, here is the deal. She's very communicative. Like, just because some people think when you don't have that type of world that's all violence, all this, it is a weakness, but she is strength to me when I like read about her, like in the way that she talks. And it's such a beautiful moment. I'm so thankful this chapter in the middle of it to get that nice levity with Led and Debbie. Like, it's so nice, even though your past has a way of showing up.
Yeah.
And she does mention, she's like, I can cure this part, but I can't cure addiction. That is a long battle. And of course, I was starting to get worried, because as he's there, he's struggling, because now he's having to, he relied on tech to remember things, right? Which is why I always worry about AI right now, because people don't. It's not your search engine, buddies. Your search engine. But he has to like reteach himself and struggle with being slower at things than he was before, and staying confident through that, which is hard. That's a hard thing to do.
He's physically weak. He can't do what he used to do. Now he's back to being that defenseless child, and that's horrifying to him.
And that's hard for everyone. When you think about like, addiction, or even like thinking about addiction to pills, if maybe you have a huge injury, and where you were strong, but now you are disabled. You have things in the way, and you're not able to do things the way you were doing. You have to learn differently. You have to learn to do those things. And it's hard to stay focused and confident and happy, and not retreat to, of course you want to retreat to that. This is hard here. Yeah, he's happier. Yeah, there's like, it's nicer here, but it's still hard.
Yeah. I mean, well, the pact of nonviolence is exceedingly hard. There's only one character. Well, I could say really two characters, but mainly one character that sticks with that nonviolent pact. And that's, Izumi herself. Like, she really kind of is like, we shouldn't fight. If you want to fight, if you want to bring grudges in, if you want to keep that cycle going, you're going to be outside our garden. And I think that's very telling. It's a solid strength, but she pays for that strength in the end. Like, she, ultimately dies with it. And it's really interesting that she chose Debbie to take on that mantle. But I understood she was basically, it seems like she is the only other person that is tech free, or has ever been tech free, that is kind of like a a leader at this point.
Well, you could tell she's not power hungry either, right?
Yeah.
Because like at the end, you know, it was her husband or some, maybe one of the other
It
guys,
was
and
her
it was
husband.
like,
Yeah.
He was like, "You're not
obviously
gonna
she was delusional at the end of her life. Like, why would she do this?
Yeah.
You know, like, which makes me, you know, not that we because they don't have time to give you all the backstory of everyone.
Yeah.
But it gave me that impression that like there could be an unfortunate bid for power and ego and whatever else behind this that could threaten that. And so you need someone who truly just wants to be here to like, because this is the life that she wants, the simplicity. Of course, it also ends up failing, right? Which is devastating.
Yeah.
After all of that work and like the transferring over and everything.
I think there's so much to be said about the world of Tokyo in this space, where it's a place of calmness. You know, even if we move away from talking about the book and just talk about our real lives, like it's never quiet. You know, it's always your headphones on. It's always somebody talking to you. It's always, you know, TV, whatever it is. You know, you're very rarely just still and calm and reflective. And I think, you know, to talk again about that masculinity, femininity, like dichotomy here in the book, the strength of the warlord is not the same kind of strength that Led respects or that he sought out or that thrives in the LA that we get to see in this book. Hers is a strength that is very soft in a way. Like we see her happily playing with children and children love her and everything else. And you don't even really see kids in the LA. Like it's all just disgusting. And I think that the world that she's created there is hard for a man who's coming from this other world where the only way to be strong is to be the fittest, so to speak.
Yeah.
He has to unlearn a lot of things. And again, if you take the sci-fi away from it, what is it that he has to unlearn? It's those toxic masculine ideas that get pumped into us like, you know, into our veins practically.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I think some people hear toxic masculinity, they're like, oh, this is just another like, he's crazy fembo neo-Nazi or whatever. But like, to me, that's unfortunate for him too. His life could be better if he didn't have to deal with that. If he could just feel safe in himself and not feel like he has to be that certain way, right? Like that has negatively impacted him as well.
Well, and he's lacking one key strength, and that's something that they talk about. It's the strength of forgiveness, because forgiveness is so hard, and you don't look at it like a strength. People say, oh, forgiveness, that's weak. But if you look at it this way, you are stronger to forgive somebody who has, you know, done you wrong and not reach out and take an eye for an eye. It takes a lot of strength and willpower not to do that. And that's what she's teaching. She's like, you've got to forgive. It is not a weakness. It is a strength to forgive, because you have to really be disciplined to forgive someone and not react to something that's happened to you.
Yeah, because those people are still controlling you now.
Yeah.
Even if you don't forgive them, you could just like recognize that they don't have a place in
Don't
here
let
with
people
you.
live rent free in your mind.
Yeah, like they're still running you, and you're still running them. And it's led to all this. Like, yeah, can't remember himself either. Which that's the other part, because as long as he doesn't feel it, he can't remember. It's always he starts feeling is he starts to remember those the cries and like all that was happening, because he was numb when those things were happening.
And
when he was like
what
attacking
he
them.
did. Like he
awful.
did things. He did awful things.
And it's funny that this is like, because like Los Angeles and Tokyo in this book are very different than Los Angeles and Tokyo of real world, because I think of Tokyo is like one of the places where like people are, they're not violent, but they are the most like zoned out, plugged in people I know. It's like, okay, I need to go to work and I need to just have a screen in front of me and I need to not talk to anybody and have my headphones in. Like,
it's very fake.
It's the most like numbed city. So it's funny to see that difference. So of course, like, yeah, you should go back to Neo Bushido times, but maybe not. Be a little chill about the seppuku or whatever. But like, but there's some good stuff in the Way of the Samurai that is a good code of ethics to have. Not all of it.
I wanted to ask you guys about, because Rick Remender has a very particular style of writing, and he's one of my favorite writers of all time. He gets extreme with his dialogue and his settings and everything else. And I think he probably does it for what you were saying, Maddie, to kind of let reality take a back seat and make it so over the top that you can just focus on what's being presented to you, which I love. But I know that sometimes his dialogue can rub people the wrong way. So I was really curious what you both thought about his dialogue.
I didn't feel turned off by it, because I think there's a lot of extremities in here, right? Like in dialogue and in art, what they're showing you, for sure. I mean that man's penis is out.
Well, and the monster cart, like the pinball, like you've got all the terrorists, all these bad guys and stuff.
Yeah, it's him talking to Hitler.
But it's talking about heavy stuff during it. If you dive in and like take out some of the things, the things that they're saying, like I get what Rick Remender is saying. Like he's saying it in a very real world, crass way of going about heavy topics.
Versus like The Boys, right? Like to me, when I think about The Boys, I think of like edginess for edginess sake, right? In a way that's like, if not, I guess not punching down, but kind of, it just feels like we're being edgy and we're being really cool and we're being like offensive in a way that's not bettering a story in any way. Mm-hmm. It's how if you like The Boys, that's fine, but that's just how I feel reading that book. To me, I'm like, there is nothing of substance here for me. The show I feel differently about. I love the show a lot. But like here, I'm like, okay, they're showing extremities to show these characters and like show you something and give you something to talk about. And like, so you can better see it, understand it in the world. Like it feels like it's bettering the story and adding to the story and not just being like, hey, we're the Titan show. We're going to say the F word and be real edgy and cool for no reason.
It has meaning. It has weight behind it.
Yeah. Like I don't like edgy and offensiveness for no reason. And I'm not a prude in any way. Like this is fine. Right. So it's not me being like, I can't handle it. No, it's just, I don't like that. It's just pointless, but this is not pointless.
I'm glad to hear that you both came away with that perspective. Because again, like, especially in the first couple of issues before you get to Tokyo, it's like Davy Trauma's dialogue is like really edgy, but if you can see through that and get to what Rick is saying with that, then yeah, totally.
It makes sense for him, right? And it makes sense, like this is the environment that they're in.
Yeah, it did. It felt very 4chan back in the days, like having been on 4chan and certain channels, it felt very 4chan.
Yeah. Well, and this felt like a great, like, I mean, I wish that there was, because I don't know what's in the deluxe, because I just read the 2 volumes like digitally. Mm-hmm. But I would have liked to read more about like what went into like the planning of this and like the ideas about it, and like what's the inspiration. Because whenever I see stuff like this, I always think about like Tia and I grew up on a lot of like cool cyberpunk anime movies.
Yeah.
And it felt like a lot of those. I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Rick talks about being inspired by Westerns a lot for this, but he also talked a lot about his feelings about the world, the state of the world. This was done in 2015, so we're going back a decade. That was
it's even more relevant right now.
Right.
Rick.
It's crazy because it's more relevant right now, but I think that
we were still,
you had that, but we were also still like AI wasn't here yet. Like there are so many things that were in their almost infancy that Rick is seeing at that time and going, I project this to have a bad outcome.
Yeah.
Well, because I think about with our cell phones and YouTube and TikTok, all those stuff, like, because I talk to my therapist a lot about making sure that I'm taking time to process, because it is easier when you get home from a rough day to just be like, all right, I earned my baby iPad time. Basically, we're like, I get to like look at reels and not think. And there's a place for that, but it's very easy if you're not taking time to stop and think and feel anything, that you're not getting any better. Right? It's easy to feel that comfort and never get any better.
Well, there's the being present in the moment and then like tapping out. So we have those two things right here. Like at the very start of the book, Deb is present. Deb is talking to someone that is tapped out. Yes. And it's her dealing with the present in a very real way. Like she has to do her own. Ted, he may have like led, I guess, is what he's going by. Led very much thinks that he did this to protect Debbie and stuff, but he's checked out long ago. He was, and he even says it in the back of the book.
He's like
he was dead long ago.
He's become what he, is like his worst. Yeah, he can protect you physically, but you are a burden on this woman. You have become something for her to take care of.
And the only thing that I would say,
what you were before.
The only thing Deb has kind of like, she realizes that he's checked out, but the only thing that is slightly unrealistic for her and her worldview is her love for Teddy, because essentially he's gone. She is in love with a ghost.
Yeah. The memory of him when he was a kid before he got all jacked up. Mm-hmm. And of course, because if you're in a world like this, right, that like everything's gone to shit and everything is terrible, and she was technically alone besides her dad until she found like him to hang out with, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you've learned that, one, you just take care of people that are going through that. Two, this is all you have. Like, until she went to Japan and found a community, what would she have had in Los Angeles?
Right.
So all she has is the hope that, like, okay, I can make it through this a little bit longer. Maybe I can get this back, get him back. Maybe that's going to be enough.
Well, she did. She had a ghost in Tokyo. For a brief moment of time, he was Teddy in Tokyo. He's the ghost in Tokyo.
And that's like it's such a typical like addiction story. And I know all of us all three of us, I think, have had people in our lives that face addiction. And sometimes they get in a right space, like, oh, there they are, right? Like this is, but it doesn't take long until like there's a day that's really hard, right? And a good place isn't enough, because your past will show up, because wherever you go, there you are. Your problems will follow you. Like it's not forever. And no matter how much you love someone, that isn't enough to fix that. And it's like he wasn't free until he was like unfortunately, just his brain in a computer system, which is awful. And also, their version of online sucks. They're not thinking about it right. They should, like, okay, the only way I'm doing that is if I get to be in a really, really cool JRPG world, right? Where I can touch stuff and smell stuff and eat and taste all of those things. That's what I would do. And we just sit there and watch shows. No.
He did have a very Fifth Element view of like online.
Oh yeah, it's very like Cyberpunk 2025. Like it's just like everything's really gross and dirty, and you just have like Fahrenheit 451 screens on your eyes at all times, and it's all like pornographic, but it's all gotten way worse. It's cool. I liked it.
I think many of the best stories can illuminate for you blind spots in your mind, things you don't think about. And they also play with they can play on multiple people. So for example, at its pure base, this is a story about a woman who cannot save a man. She just can't. She's tried for over a decade. She's tried to be his everything, and he's lead.
Yeah.
He's a bag of lead that she is carrying up a hill, and she can't anymore. And if you remove all the bells and whistles, that's an old story.
Yeah.
That's an old story.
And not one that we get to read often. Right? Because it would have been easy to be like, and now everything's fine.
Yeah.
But she gets to the point, like, yeah, we're in an extremist situation. We're like, oh, it's like a war and I have to do this, right? But when it comes down to it, she set a boundary at the end, was like, okay, this is it. This is the last time. If you can stay off of this, we can change. If not, I will have to fight you the same way.
Right.
And that's what happens. Because like eventually there's nothing you can do. They have to find that in themselves. You've given them as many tools you can be as you can give them to have.
Well, it's very
And
honest in saying that she's very codependent. Like,
yeah, we've been there.
Out of her flaws, she's codependent. She's in love with this ghost. She is codependent on him. And the very end kind of ties that thread up with her raising, what was his name?
It was Takara.
Takara.
Which did not feel like a normal Japanese name, but
no.
I was like, just weird to say.
Because he was becoming codependent on her and she leaves. So he has that monologue that now I've got to learn to be alone. So he's learning something that she basically couldn't do, and it's very telling that ties up that whole, well, she was codependent, but this guy, she's breaking that cycle.
Because she hadn't been alone either.
Right.
Because sometimes it can be scary to change a thing even though you're in a really bad situation. Sometimes it's scarier to take that step than it is to just like deal with it.
Well, and it comes around to, again, like how I started the conversation, nature versus nurture. You can have everything that you want, but if someone doesn't show you or give you and set you up with the right tools to learn your way through world, to think critically, then you're going to fall into all these traps.
Yeah, and you have to decide for yourself when you want to be out of that.
Right.
Not that it doesn't mean you shouldn't help people. You should. It does help. But sometimes you just have to step away.
Yeah.
And also, we're all victims.
Yeah.
I don't think this book is making a value judgment of Ted. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually very sympathetic to him. Mm-hmm. And I also don't think it's telling us that Deb was perfect either. She's a flawed person who enabled Ted's behavior. And that's something that I think maybe Davey says it, maybe more than one person says it to her, but it is true.
Yeah.
She tethers herself to him because of a weakness that's inherent in her. So they're both weak people who need each other. There's a codependency there. They met when they were very young. Again, an old story.
And made him worse in a couple of instances where she's like, all right, I got to dose you up so we can just get through this, which does happen. Sorry.
Yeah. And stepping in to save him when maybe he needs to stand on his own 2 feet.
Yeah. Too real. Got a lot of addiction in the family. Not me, guys. I'm just addicted to games and books, but like in a normal way. Or like I chill out about it later. Like right now, addicted to Dungeon Crawler Car. I'll be fine though in a few months. Well, after the final book comes out, maybe. Also, real quick, somebody, Common Sense reference .hack. Good job. Good job. Love .hack. Nobody talks about .hack enough. If I could live in .hack, it'd be great.
My lovely Subaru.
God, why can't they remake those games for me?
Wasn't there some sort of .hack announcement? I don't know. Someone on my Discord was going crazy over some kind of .hack new game announcement. There's a new game.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'll die. It's been a good time for announcements, but it's been a good past few years for announcements of stuff. Yeah. Like last week, they announced new Silent Hill game, and you guys, we got a black guy in it. We've never had a black person in Silent Hill. This is a big deal.
I didn't think they made those there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's the main character.
That's crazy.
It's coming out this year. I'm gonna play the hell out of it. I'm stoked. I was like, what? Wow, Konami, 2026. Huh.
They caught up.
Gee.
Who would have thought?
.hack 0. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. You know how stoked I am?
I'm stoked for Resident Evil if we're talking about things we're excited about in gaming.
Can you play it and then share your screen when you play it so I can watch it? So I don't have to play it. I'm too scared.
Yes, of course.
Yay!
Yes.
I'll do the same for
absolutely.
Fatal Frame and Silent Hill when that comes out, but I'm too scared to play Resident Evil 2 much of a baby.
The thing is, Maddie, I hope you're ready to hear me scream because
Oh.
I play the games, but I'm not like I'm not prepared for them. That's why I don't stream. People have asked me, "Oh, you should stream horror games like Five Nights at Freddy's." I'm not doing that shit because
yeah,
if I do that,
that's why people watch. They want to see that reaction.
I finally played one Five Nights at Freddy's game finally because I've never played them because I was too scared.
Maddie,
I did play Secret of the Mimic, but Silent Hill I can play. But it's also me being stressed. I'm being scared, but I'm stressed.
Yeah, I can't play the games for the same reason.
But Fatal Frame's coming out next month. Let's go. Tina should come over for it.
I should.
It's gonna be so good. A short game, bro, just turns around. That's what you should. Well, it's too late.
yes.
Robbie, you know, you turn around and then the road is gone. That's what happens in Silent Hill. The road is gone. There's too much fog.
You get roped in by a friend. That's what happens.
You go, your dead wife sends you a letter and you show up. I still haven't watched the movie. I'm too worried. I need to wait till it comes out so I can watch it at home with friends in a safe space where I'm allowed to loudly complain and then explain the lore reasons why this wouldn't work. That's really important to me.
I want to love Silent Hill. I have watched
It's so good.
playthroughs. I have watched theory videos. I have watched breakdowns all the way into that, but I've not played.
It's so good. The ancestors help out. Just saying, mine aren't going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, he might have a better chance. What if that is an ending? That'd be great. There's a game. It's not. It's in the non-rate games. It's not 999, but it's the one after. But there's a way you can. The beginning's like a coin flip, and if you get it right, you're just out of the place and you're free. That's the game over. It's one of the endings. I'm like, nice. That should always be the case. Oh my god, Common Sense. I read a lot of Haunting Grounds fan fiction in high school. I don't know. I wrote some Silent Hill fan fiction. Good luck finding it.
Oh,
I need the link. I need the link.
I only wrote like 1 or 2 chapters.
Fanfiction.net.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
it still exists.
Oh
I
yeah,
found my
I
old
believe it.
stuff.
It's my old username, which like eventually there's an anime character came out that had the same name, so that it just buried all of my stuff, and I was like, I'm free.
You think you're free,
I'm free.
but you have people like James who can just go digging and find
James,
it.
look it up.
Don't do it, James. Don't do it.
Look it up, James. Slide in my DMs.
Don't do it. Never played. Silent 2 to me is the best one. I really like the original PS2 one. There's like a remaster they released for PS3 that's nice. The newest Silent 2 is really good. It is stressful. So it depends on your gamer level, I guess. I can play Silent 2, the new one. I don't think I'll be playing it again. I'm too stressed. I'd rather play the original one with its tank controls, personally. You can be addicted to need the help of other people. Addiction at its base is the release of those. Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, you can be addicted to people. You can be addicted to like it's all those like different coping mechanisms and just off like not awful, but just like you can fall into those habits that aren't good for you.
Somebody got kind of mad at me when I said that everybody has an addiction, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
And it could be a good addiction. Some people, and this is why they got mad at me. I was like, some people are addicted to God and Jesus and going to church.
I mean,
and
true.
prayer. And some people are addicted to drugs. Now, there's addictions that can lead you to good things, and there's addictions that can lead you to really bad things.
Gotcha games. Thank God that's not me.
Oh,
I can't play those because I will spend money eventually.
Coin pushers?
Yeah. Okay. Coin pushers, they're too fun. We get in there, we get into David Buster's, and it's over. But Omar makes it worse. Omar makes it worse.
Oh, he does. He's like,
I'm just glad well, I think I'm addicted to hyperfixation is what it is. Because it's like, I don't stay addicted to a thing for long. Right? Like, it's it's cycles. Although food is one. But that's better now, I think.
I played World of Warcraft off and on for 10 years.
That'll do
more
it.
than 10 years. That was, you want to talk about an addiction.
Yeah.
And then people. Yeah.
It's tough. Robbie, you're right. We do need to make our Fringe Continuum fan fiction. Everybody should watch Fringe and Continuum. Both of those shows are so good. Oh, Fringe is so... I should rewatch Fringe. Life is hard. I should just rewatch Fringe.
I love Fringe.
God, it's good, right?
Yeah.
I need to like just every other year because like I am just like I'm no better than any other basic white woman. I do watch Gilmore Girls every year. I need that in Fringe and that too. I'm no better.
I've never really watched Gilmore Girls. I've seen
because
maybe
you don't watch real people.
I don't watch real people, so
Tina, wait, have you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes, I did.
You like that?
I did.
All right, then we're good. That's all.
Here's the thing: if I watch real people, or I put air quotes real people, I have to have some type of supernatural element. Vampires, ghosts, witchcraft. If not, no. Real life situations bore me. Add in like a vampire having those real life situations.
Oh, Tina, go watch Dracula. I need you to go see it.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy, but I love it.
I don't want to put Tina on Front Street, but I think that based on what we just heard, we understand now that what exactly Tina's after hours viewing is like.
Just anime.
I'm just saying.
I need us to have like a Netflix teleparty at the three of us so we can show you like Frieren or Apothecary Diaries, like some anime.
Yeah.
What are those? Oh, they're animes, but like
Frieren. Oh God, I'm watching season 2 right now. Oh, it's like the finest wine. You're just like, oh, it's so good. I'm so happy and I want to cry. It's so good. It's incredible.
It's actually kind of relaxing.
It's relaxing.
It is. My wife described it as like if Wes Anderson wrote what happens after a D&D mega event.
But not pretentious.
Yeah. It's kind of like the main event already happened and this is the journey home.
Yeah, you'd love it. I know for a fact you'd love it. And then we have to show you Don. So we need to have like normal Frieren and then be like, here's this weird show about where this evil granny steals this guy's balls and they have to go fix it.
Excuse me?
Trust me, it's so good. It's aliens and ghosts. It's so good. And the theme song slaps. Oh my God, so good.
Look, if you strap me down and make me watch anime and I don't come away enjoying it, that'll be the last time you ever see me.
Oh, because the people who told you they're dumb and bad at things.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Really stinkers. Because there's like stuff that I'm like, oh.
Because there's a certain type of anime people, they're like, you just have to see this really crazy Rock Lee fight without any context. No, that's stupid. That's dumb and stupid.
You need to watch the 200 episodes that lead up to that Rock Lee
You don't need to watch Naruto. You're fine. We're not going to start you on Naruto. And we may be One Piece girls. I'm not going to start you on One Piece either. Frieren, Apothecary Diaries, Delicious in Dungeon. That'd be a good one.
What happens in that?
Ooh, Delicious in Dungeon's great. So, okay. Sorry, guys. We're doing this now. This is a hanging out portion. So, Delicious in Dungeon. It's Netflix.
Starts out as a monster of the. What would you say?
So basically, at the beginning of this, they're an adventuring party. They're at a lower floor of this dungeon. One of their party members gets attacked and eaten by a dragon. They teleport the rest of them out of the dungeon. There's like levels to it, and like we got to get back in the dungeon, but we have no money, so we can either sell our gear to like use our money to buy food. Or we can keep our gear, which we need to survive, and try to figure out how to eat in the dungeon. So they go in there and they try to like cook the like monsters and things they find along the way, and it's all this huge story about the environment, the ecology of each level of the dungeon, and like how they each have their own environment, how you live, and like. But it's also silly because there's a girl in there like doesn't want to eat monsters, obviously. But you get the best of like fantasy, comedy, cooking, and you still have a very serious story because hey, your sister, you need to get down there now. She could be fully ingested by a dragon by the time you get there. You got to fix that with the healing potion, right? And there's like a bigger picture of that. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't like that.
You will. I'm not worried about it. You think I don't know you? I know exactly what anime you're gonna like. I'm not even.
Well, you know what? That doesn't sound like anything that I would like. So the idea that you think that I would like it, I'm gonna trust you. But like I said, you only get one shot.
Well, I'm gonna show you one for
you got to do 2 shots. You got to give one for Maddie and one for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
you and I each choose one.
I will suggest an older anime for you because reading something like Tokyo Ghost and you liking it, I would say you would go for the 12 Kingdoms.
I've never watched that.
It is amazing. It is a modern day Japanese epic set in a Chinese mythos.
Ooh. Actually, can you give us each 2?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I want to test stuff, and then Robbie's gonna agree with me. Who's in here? He loves Frieren. I really feel like I can get you to watch Monster and love it. I really feel like
Monster would be a good one. Yeah,
Monster to me, like Frieren is like 1, Monster is 2, but Monster is not for everybody, and it is slower. But it's good. God,
that is a good mind.
Do you want to be stressed and trying to solve a puzzle?
Yes.
A doctor, he helps his patient instead of helping like cure the mayor or whatever, and so he gets in trouble. But the patient he cures, this little kid, masterminds killer, insane. So he spends the rest like, I'm a doctor, like I can't now I have to go take a life probably because I saved this life, and he is terrorizing everything. It's set, I think, right before or right after the fall of the wall, right, in Germany. Oh my god, it's good. Yeah, see, Monsters Art. I've got the manga too, but
I'm surprised you didn't say Oshinoko because that's sort of like a quasi modern day monster.
I love Oshinoko, but I can't expect everybody to love it like I do. I think the first episode's good enough to get everybody hooked for sure. But if you don't like it, it will make me really sad. So I'm just not going to show it to you.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
it's too close to my heart currently to take any critique.
Someone made me watch Demon Hunter, I think it's called. That's a
Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, yeah.
Yeah, that's baby's first anime. We can do better.
I didn't like it. I watched like the first, I guess, episode or something. I didn't like that.
We can do better.
I was forced to watch some One Piece. I hated it. I was forced to watch some Naruto, but it was just a random fight. Like that's what Maddie was talking about.
One Piece has to be delivered in a certain way.
One Piece you have to watch for a while and then you'll get into it. It's one of those things where you hate to say that like the people are like just stick it out are right.
They are,
but just you got to stick it out and you just have to dedicate some time to it.
Yeah, I was like, I'll never like this, and then the guy I was dating had me starting like a later arc, and I was like, I get it.
Yeah,
and now
when
I'm like,
did you have me watching when it was like 300 episodes or 400 something? And I'm like, man, that's too long.
But look at you now.
100 episodes.
We're in the cult.
I've watched it a couple times.
Yo, that's dedication. And I say that as
it's the best world building. It is the best world building of anything I've ever read. George R. R. Martin wishes. I mean that legitimately. I'm not like
Oda's like, hey, I dropped a hint back in book 3, and now in book 80, I'm gonna bring that around.
My biggest complaint, and I understand people have it, the women are drawn away. I get it. And they took a little bit of melanin out of Usopp and Nico Robin at the time skip. And that's a problem. But like the rest of it is really good.
There's some problems.
And my favorite character's the best. And no one loves him like I do. And that's okay. That's okay.
What does Tina think about your favorite character?
He's got too many muscles. That is not her type.
No.
Okay.
It's really stupid. Oh,
No.
do I not have any Frankie down here? It's all down.
But I do like Smoker, and he's kind of muscly.
Yeah. But I do have a lot of Oshinoko. I love her. I love her so much.
Yeah, I've got.
I've got Carrot and
What's that?
Reiju.
It's Oshinoko.
Oh.
Look at this from One Piece. Incredible.
Whoa.
That's art.
Okay, One Piece.
I get it. All my favorite One Piece characters are big dumb men or sexy ladies. There's no in between. You're gonna show me a big dumb man. There's an episode. There's a story. This will give it. You won't remember by the time you ever watch it, but where a man realizes that after their baby dies, the only way he can cheer up his wife is by holding baby items around her, and he starts dressing like a baby. And the way I cried about that story,
I couldn't.
Of course, you
I
can't.
don't understand.
Devastating.
Yeah,
I cried
sad.
about a whale,
The whale's sad.
a ship.
The ship
God.
bawling.
Oh. But the live action show is good too, so you can always test out the live action show.
It just, I don't know. It looks so weird.
I love a big dumb man.
Oh yeah,
I get it. It grows on you, and then you're like in theory land. It's just crazy. We're finally towards the end game. One Piece has changed my life, and I mean that legitimately. You should have seen us at One Piece Tokyo Tower. Me and Tina were like, it's incredible. Anyways, what do you guys rate this out of 10?
The conversation, the recommendations. What do you mean?
All of it. Me. No,
you
the
personally.
book.
You guys are a 10 out of 10. The book, I think it's, for me personally, it's a 9. It's one of my favorite comics of all time. The only thing that I have a criticism of, I guess, is I feel like it could have benefited from maybe 1 or 2 more issues just to kind
I
of
feel the same.
fill it out slightly, because it does feel rushed at times. But other than that, the messaging is clear. The art is incredible. The colors are beautiful. And this is Rick Remender, in my opinion, at his best at making a point.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards like an 8 out of 10. I really liked it. I think I'll read it again. I could see myself reading it again and then going up on the rating. I probably would have given it more had I not read Feeding Ghosts last week, and that was perfection. Kitty cat.
I have to give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I love the messaging. The art is gorgeous. The writing is phenomenal, but it's not necessarily my exact cup of tea.
Is it because of
I think it's more personal things I had, with it that just, you're right. At times it was a little bit rushed. I felt that some characters were basically just given a sort of like, this is what you're going to do to progress the story along. There was some weakness in some side characters. And I know it wasn't about side characters, but I think supporting cast really matters when you're writing a book to make it very truly outstanding and 10 out of 10. But I think it was a very strong foundation.
Yeah, we got a lot of 9 out of 10s. Also, this is not really, but only came with saying Full Metal Alchemist is no longer for them because of the stupid meme. I'm assuming it's the dog girl, probably.
That's the one I've always wanted to watch, and people recommend to me regularly.
Oh, it's very good.
Brotherhood is really good.
Yeah, it was the top anime until Free Ring came along. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Brotherhood.
I just don't want to watch it alone. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, but you don't live in New York, Maddie.
We watch it on Discord or Teleparty.
Oh, that's true.
That's what we did over like the when we were all like quarantined. I had a group of friends every Friday. We call it lesbian horror movie night. I mean, every Friday we go on Teleparty and watch a horror movie together. And without that, I would have never seen Tusk. And my life is better because of it.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Just watch it. Don't look up anything about it.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. It's a masterpiece in its own way. And that's important. Kevin Smith made it. Yeah, Tusk is very weird. I'm so glad I saw it, though. I have a friend who does a Tusk burlesque routine. Wild. Wild. Anyways. Yeah, this is great. I'd be down to read more Remender sometime.
Good.
Well, The next time I'm up to choose, which hopefully, if we continue to do this triumvirate,
I like
on
this
here,
month. The month is nice. I like having you guys here.
Yes, I love it too. Next time I'm up, I may just choose another Rick Remender book. We'll see.
Tina,
Yes,
would you be open to choosing next month if you'd like to come back?
I could. Would you be opposed to manga?
I'm not if it's something I can easily, that's not a ton of chapters I can easily get to Sean, or
I almost wish
you
I could
could use
recommend
my-
we read this
you
because
could
this
use
is
my
what I'm
Shonen
reading.
Jump. If it's one volume, or you could use my Shonen Jump login.
If you recommend a manga, I will absolutely read it. If that's what you guys want to do, I'm down.
I'll have to think on it, but yeah,
Okay.
I could definitely choose something. I'll think about it.
It'd be nice. It'd be interesting to get your opinion on a manga. We just have you read Monster. It's 13 volumes. Good luck.
Oh, no.
It's 13 big old thick boys.
We got paid to read Vinland Saga, and we're gonna
Really?
get paid to read Yu Yu Hakusho because that's the only way we're doing it on my channel.
You're gonna read Yu Yu Hakusho?
Someone paid $100 for us to read it, so I'm gonna read it.
All right. I mean, I've never read it. I've only watched it, and I do when I cosplay the big dumb boy. You'll know immediately when you read like, this guy's Maddie's favorite. If they have a pompadour, they're my favorite character. That's any show. You show up in a pompadour,
Agree.
done. You're my
What's a
favorite one.
pompadour?
Pompadour, like the old hairstyle.
Mushishi is actually a really good one.
I never read Mushishi.
It's coming out in hardcover, so volume 1's already out. 2's coming out soon. That's kind of a good one because they're very episodic. So that might actually be a good one to do. It's
Pompadours.
That's a real hairstyle that people have.
Yeah, and they did back in the day. I mean, you think about old like 50s style, like Grease.
Yeah,
This man is my favorite character in Yu Yu Hakusho.
oh my gosh.
He's so dumb. And when he falls in love hard. And that's all I ask him for is big and dumb. And
Leviathan. Leviathan would be a good one for you guys to read. I'm trying to think. It's kind of released it. It's on, I think it's on Hoopla. So you can read it for free.
Hoopla.
Go to your local library, sign up for a library.
I don't
card.
have it in my town that I live in. That's a secret. They don't have it.
I think my wife signed you up for a
I didn't know how to
card.
make it work, and then I didn't figure out in time, and then now it's been so long that I'm afraid to tell her that it took too long.
It's okay. Yeah, but that is like, I think it's like 3 volumes, and it's really, really good.
Oh man, that's really good. Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. Have you read it, Tina? It's
No,
like the
I
one with
haven't.
like the like robot girl. They have it like
I know what it is. I haven't seen it, and I get it confused. There was a anime short that was somewhat like it. I'm not sure if it's based off of that or not, but I know what it's about. I haven't ever actually sat down and read it. It's on my list to eventually buy, but I've got too much going on right now with what I'm collecting.
Yeah, I owe James Drifting Clasher, but that's gonna have to be for
There's Battle Royale.
October. No, God, no! I'm not gonna make Sean read that. No one should read it.
I've got it.
It's the most. Well, yeah, I love the novel and I love the movie. That book is disgusting. It is disgusting.
It's
The
disgusting.
sexual assault is so bad. It's so bad. I don't live in Florida. I'm offended. Just kidding. I'm in Kentucky. Tina and I are both in Kentucky.
Yeah.
We met each other at Thanksgiving one year. And I was like, that one, keeping her.
It was like, oh, you're talking about anime? And I was like, just
Yeah, it's
blatantly
basically,
like,
I think,
what's your...
and I was like, I don't know anyone here, but except for the person I'm kind of dating. Hi. Can you be my friend? And like, you talk about cosplay. I was like, okay, good. I can't talk about cosplay. Just watch Hunger Games. Robbie, you're trying to rage bait me here. Okay, we're gonna watch Battle Royale. I'm not gonna watch the Hunger. I like that. It's just fine.
I like
we're not
Hunger Games.
Don't do that. The movie Battle Royale is good. It is. Princess Jellyfish also good. Anyways.
Man, Marco, what are you doing here? You know you don't watch Near Mint Condition.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He's one of my co-hosts.
Nice.
Yeah, he totally does. Erased. No, is the manga better, James? Because I've been upset about that TV
You're upset
show.
about the ending. Yeah.
I've never gotten over the anime. If you betray me on an ending and on something, I will never forget it. Like, especially if it's a mystery, I will be upset forever because it was so good and the ending was not. If my idea of an ending is better than the ending to the mystery you give me, unless it's M. Night Shyamalan, that's allowed because he's really stupid and I love that. But like, otherwise, no.
Oh man.
How about y'all hear the history of the U.S. for next month? It would make me sad. I thought about putting in like George Takei's book.
I love him.
So I was thinking about maybe doing that next month, just to keep things, topical, secretly, not secretly. So next week, my friend Lee is coming on, who's been on the show a few times, and we're gonna read "I Hate This Place" by friend of the channel in real life, Kyle Starks.
Nice.
Excited. I love all of Kyle's Liar Game anime. I love Liar Game. The manga and the live action show are so good. You don't need to. Maybe the manga's fine, but the anime betrayed me.
I couldn't suggest the manga because I haven't read it. The show was so good up until a point, and then it's.
They love doing that. It's like, well, it's not the same level, but I was thinking about Usagi Drop. There's this manga. Luckily, the anime never got this far. But sorry, you need to go or anything? I'm just talking about things that are related. But there's this manga, and it was great at the beginning. And there's a live action movie, where at the beginning he's raising this young girl, and then like Japan, at the end they get married. Come on. Ridiculous. There's another book that recently did that, and I was like, you gotta stop doing that to us. Like, what a nice little father-daughter book. No, they get married at the end. Gross. Stop doing this.
What?
Well, they're not related, but it's still bad.
Oh, like a Woody Allen.
That's
exactly.
Maker.
That's a video game. It's different. You love Princess Maker.
I love Princess Maker, and that's an ending in it.
Yeah, it is a big X. It's just like that. It just reminds me of dating that one guy in Persona 3 who's a child. You're like, gross. Anyways, I should probably wrap up because I have to go to the gym early in the morning. This is really fun, you guys. I needed this.
As always.
Thanks for being here. Tina, think about a book for next month.
I will.
Y'all can find Time to the Dusty Old Trail. I miss you, Robbie. Sorry I'm bad at texting. But if you want to talk on the phone, I'm better. You can find Tina here or on nearmintcondition TikTok.
Yeah.
And Sean, they already know where they can find you because they know you more than me, but you can tell them anyways.
I don't think they know you more than me, but you guys can find me on the Comics Pals YouTube channel. Every single Thursday, we're live reviewing comics. Saturdays at 10:15 a.m., we are live talking about the industry and just having a good old time. This past Saturday, we actually had a huge debate about whether or not Marvel should reboot. It was a fun one. Check it out. That's how we spent our Valentine's
I kind of
Day.
want them to, I'll be honest.
You do?
Well, because as a reader who doesn't read as much Marvel, I'm like, I don't know the context. So I don't read. I only read single character books typically, or like
but it
random
feels like
art.
they did a reboot with Krakoa, though.
That's a pretty fresh
they've never
ground.
rebooted really, and not properly, right? Because this timeline's still been going.
Yeah, for sure. My question to you though, Maddie, is where did you start with DC?
Rebirth.
Wasn't an issue. It wasn't the start of Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Started at Rebirth, and then I went back and read some New 52. Well, I've read a lot of New 52 now, but
yeah. So just jump in.
I mean, I do. I have no choice. But I've been reading forever now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, every comic's only 5-ish. Well, that's true. But I meant like a timeline reboot. Anyways, if I get talking fast, I'll be here forever.
Okay.
Have a good night, chat. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you have a good day. I hope the U.S. women's hockey team brings the gold tomorrow. They're going to. I hope everybody just has a good time. Take care of yourself. Remember to unplug sometimes. When you read this, think about how it's good for you to unplug sometimes too.
Yeah.
And see y'all next time. Bye.
Take care.
Guys.